I don't understand why Nashville lets things like this happen. I'm out on a run, and I'm running on this little bridge building right here, and I come across, that's human, I'm assuming human. Like, how am I supposed to go down there? Nashville, can you please clean up that, please? For the last couple of years, like the past 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, there's been a very large influx of people coming into Nashville, like the city in Tennessee. And I think there's a lot of reasons for people coming to Nashville. And with that, there's a lot of positive things that come from like a large group of people coming in and like making the city bigger. There's a bigger population, basically meaning there's going to be more influx in cash, and the economy is going to go up. All those good things. But with that, there's also a lot of negative things that do come with it, like the crowded cities, the infrastructure not really being able to or ready to support the larger crowds, and with rent just going way up. Last week I made a video basically talking about how rent in Nashville is just as expensive as Southern California, where I'm originally from. And the only reason I know that is because Savannah and I have been considering maybe moving back because we have family there, and Savannah and I are thinking about kids. And if you have kids, then you understand like having your family close is good for a bunch of reasons. And as we've been looking to like potentially move back, we were shocked at how much everything was. If you want like a full, like, I'll link the video like somewhere up here. It's crazy how close the prices are. California technically is still more expensive, but by like a couple $100s. With that, I got a lot of comments talking about just a bunch of different things, like people expressing their opinions about the whole Nashville, California thing, because it is a sensitive subject to a lot of people, especially people that have lived here for a long time. A lot of them aren't really fans of new people coming in and like changing their state or just whatever. And I figured I wanted to kind of talk about a couple of the questions that I thought was interesting in this video about the other video, and that's what this is right now. There's substantial difference. Yeah, I realize that there's going to be like other bills like gas, food, and just especially small businesses like random taxes in California that's going to make it more expensive. But that video wasn't. I was just comparing rents, and I thought it was interesting that the rents cost the same. It's really weird. And also with California, depending on where you live within the region, a lot of people think it's like kind of a flat rate, but if you live in specific like counties, things are cheaper or more expensive depending on the county you live in. Dude, moved to Murfreesboro. It's much cheaper than honestly, we lived in Murfreesboro and it was about the same price as Nashville. It could have been what we were looking for, but it seemed like it was about the same price, especially when we calculated in driving to and from Nashville, because a lot of our work is in Nashville, which is why we decided to live where we do, because it's very, very central. And even though rent may be a little bit higher, we actually save more because we don't have to drive everywhere. But we did start out in Murfreesboro because everyone moved away from Cali and Nashville. All right, I'm gonna sit on this one for a little bit. I'm sorry if this offends you. I'm not trying to offend. People moving from California, like, and pulling, like making like money on their house and coming here, they're not willing. You're not going to willingly pay an obscene amount of money for a house if the seller isn't asking for that. So I think it's kind of both ways. Yeah, Californians are coming in and have more money because of the equity that they pulled in from their house, but also the sellers here don't need to jack the prices up so high just because they see like a cash cow coming, because that just makes everything go higher in the market. So it's kind of like it takes two people to really cause the price to go up. It's not just the Californians. Sorry if that hurt your feelings. A big factor to consider is Tennessee has no sales income tax. That's true, unless... Savannah and I figured this out. Unless you become a corporation. We became a corporation, and now Tennessee's trying to tax us like $2,000 for excise tax, which is like on physical products, which we don't even sell physical products. We're disputing it. Our tax lady sent a letter to the state of Tennessee, and we have yet to see what happens. When we find out what happens, I'm gonna make a full video about it because I think it's really weird. But Tennessee does tax you for income if you are a corporation. Yeah. All right, I think I'm going to end the little Q&A there. Those are just a couple of them that I felt like they deserved more than just me like typing on my keyboard. Like they deserved like more of a elaborate explanation. And I like talking about this stuff too because it's something that Savannah and I have really thought about, and we continually think about. And I can't imagine that we're alone in that, especially with like people moving. Somebody that's moved from like coast to coast, there definitely is a big culture shock. Whether you come from the East Coast going to the West Coast, or you're going from the West Coast to the East Coast, or even if you're going from a coast to the middle of the country, the U.S. is very, very big, and there's a lot of subcultures within each state, and you can really being like in culture shock is a real thing. And for me, I really like videos that kind of tell it as it is and are like honest. That way you kind of know what you're getting into, or at the very least if you're already in it and you're feeling a certain way, you can kind of feel that other people are feeling that too. Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry if I pissed you off. And don't get me wrong, I am not saying that LA is perfect, because it's not. California is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Like everything, like every city in the United States, there's good things about it and there's some more challenging things. And I think Nashville is doing a decent job at addressing some of those things. Not all of them, but I like to think that they're working towards it. And the last thing that I would want anybody watching this video to get or to come away with is that I'm just bashing Nashville. I'm not bashing Nashville. I believe that Nashville, like every other city, there are some people it's for them and some people it's not. And the question is, like, in the season of life, like for Savannah and I, is Nashville the right city for us? And I honestly, I couldn't answer that if I'm being completely candid with you. We don't know yet. We're trying to figure that out. Also, Savannah and I, well, mostly me, we've been going on runs together, and I've only been taking a water bottle, but I hate the water bottle that I'm using, so we're going to go see if a couple of running shops might have a better water bottle. Does anybody care about this, or is it just me? I care about it, but getting a new water bottle, and groceries and all the other stuff, but that I don't care about that. The only thing I care about is the water bottle. This guy's from Georgia in front of me. Look at this. And it's raining too. Wow. Focus. Wow.